Namaste. Welcome to Buddha's teaching. My name is Soti Tim. First of all, I like to pay respect to the Triple Gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Dhamma. And I like to pay respect to the Sangha. Hello everyone. This is an introduction to Buddhism or Buddha's teaching. So what is Buddhism? Buddhism is a teaching of the Buddha, or we call it the Dhamma. The Buddha's teaching, as we all know, in the Buddhist world, we call it the Dhamma. It's spelled D-H-A-M-M-A, Dhamma. So what is the Dhamma? What is the teaching? The teaching is all about our life. It's about my life. It's about your life. Okay, so it's about every single one in this world. It's about how we are. It's about who we are, and it's about our daily activity, our daily living. What we encounter in life, and what is it that we need to do in order to have a nice, peaceful, happy life, to live in a happy, harmonious world together. Okay, so the reason, the purpose of a Buddha is that if the world has no problem, if the world has no suffering, there is no need for a Buddha. Okay, so a Buddha arrives into the world to help people out of suffering. So that is the sole purpose of a Buddha. And so when the Buddha arrives into the world, his or her sole purpose is to help people out of suffering. Okay, because as we all know, everyone's life on this planet, we encounter many problems in our lives. We have issue with our health. We have issue with everything that we experience. So that's what the Buddha taught. Buddha's teaching is about me, and it's about every single one of us on this planet, because the teaching is about who exactly we are, about what is exactly going on right now within our mind, within our physical body, how we function, how we act and react, and how we interact with other people all around us, and how we conduct ourselves. And it's all about the daily activity, about our way of thinking, okay, about our way of life. So Buddha's teaching is about the social intricate, the social network that we all experience right now on this planet together. So it is not a religion that, there are people who misunderstand that the Buddha is or was a god, right? The Buddha was not a god. The Buddha was a human being who reached the ultimate understanding of life. okay, who reached the ultimate understanding of existence. And with that understanding, the Buddha bring us the lesson, bring us the teaching that can help us, that liberate us from the suffering that we all go through on this planet, that we go through living together on this planet. So the teaching is for every single person. It doesn't matter what part of the world you live in, east, west, north, or south. It doesn't matter whether you have a yellow skin, white skin, red skin, black skin. It doesn't matter, because we are one species, and it's called human, right? The human species. So with that, we all share a common trait. We all have a mind. Every single human being has this. Okay, you and I, everyone, we have this to conduct our life. We use this, okay, to make a living, to support our existence, to support our being, to experience things, right? So we use this, which is our mind, right? So, but the problem that we keep running into, and the problem is universal. It's not just a problem that is unique to any individual, okay, that we think that, when we encounter problem in life, we think that it is unique. But in actuality, the problem in life that we encounter is pretty much universal, because we are human beings. We have the same kind of emotion, okay? We all have emotion and feeling. We have happiness, we have sadness, we have joy, we have anger, hatred, we have jealousy, everything in between. We have good heart, and we have generosity, we have fear, we have all kinds of things. As a human being, we all go through those different feelings from one time to another. So in that sense, it doesn't matter what kind of religion that you believe in, what kind of culture, or the region of the world where you live. It doesn't matter, because what it comes down to is that you and I, we are human beings, and we all have similar needs. We have a body that we need to support, and we have the mind that is running, that is doing the thinking, and we have the feeling, right? But as you all know, as we all know, we have problem in life. We have argument, okay? We have family breakups, we have quarrel, we have conflicts with parents, with parents, children, spouse breaking up. We have divorce, okay? We have sickness, of course. We have health problem. What else we have? Conflicts between neighbors, okay? We have issue between siblings. We have problem at work. We have stress. We experience sadness. We experience difficulties in life, okay? You name it. We all go through those situations at different times. Of course, not everyone experience the same thing at the same time. But we all go through different kinds of experience throughout our lives, okay? And many people cannot handle the ups and downs, because we're living in a society that is always changing. We're having a life that is always changing, and when we have problem, we do not understand our very own mind, believe it or not, and that's why we need an enlightened one to tell us what's going on. Because with just a normal conducting, the way that we conduct our life, we think that is normal. When we have disagreement based on our opinion with somebody else, we say I'm right, you're wrong, and one thing leads to another. We have clash, we have argument, we have fight, right? And so it happens. Okay, so it happens between within the family, that cause breakup, that cause divorce, that cause resentment, hatred between among family members, relatives, between neighbors, and even countries. That's why we have wars between countries and so on and so forth. It is because of that, because the way we conduct things based on our perception, based on our opinion. Okay, so there are tremendous suffering in life. Okay, ranging, you all know it, from small to big, and everything starts small and it just snowball into something big, and kaboom, right? We have big problem, we have issue, we have divorce, breakup, we have war, and all those. So those are the suffering that we as human being, we encounter from generation to generation. As you all know, we have world war, we have religious war, we have war between countries that is ongoing all the time. Why is that? Because of this. Okay, because this versus that. Okay, it's this versus this. So the two don't get along, then we have that. So with that, the Buddha tried to find the answer. So what is going on here? Okay, so when the Buddha reached enlightenment, he found out the truth of all of this, right? It's coming out of this. And what is the cause of this? What is this? Which we call the mind, because the way we behave, the way we speak, what we do things is based on this, right? It started with what we think, how we feel, and then we say things and we do things according to, right, what we think. So, but what we do not know, what we do not understand, is that how does this operate? So there's no school in this world teach us on about how this one thing here operate, our mind. Okay, everything is based on our mind. So that is what Buddha's teaching is all about. That's what Buddhism is all about. Buddhism teach about suffering, so we recognize what the sufferings are. Okay, which for most of us, we think suffering is just part of life, right? It's just, that's how it is. That because since we are born, we encounter anger, we encounter frustration and all that. It's just it is. But the Buddha said that is called a mental sickness. That's not supposed to be how it is. That's the difference. Okay, so what he discovered is become his teaching, becomes the Dhamma. So he teaches about those suffering, okay, that we think is normal. When we yell at somebody, our frustration or anger or hatred, we think that's how it is, right? But the Buddha called those kind of of things is suffering and how they arise. And then the Buddha said, there is a way out. Okay, so the Buddha teach what we call the Four Noble Truths. All right, so I'm just gonna let you know a little bit. So the teaching is about this suffering that we all encounter. Okay, the separation, the breakup, the issue, all the things that we have in our family, within society, and all that. That's what the Buddha taught. All right, the suffering that we encounter. That's number one. Number two is the source of those suffering. Okay, and then number three, the Buddha also taught there is the end of all of that. Okay, we don't have to suffer. That's what the Buddha taught, that we don't have to suffer. Okay, so it's called the end of suffering, the cessation of suffering. Okay, or some people call it nirvana or nibbana. That is really a popular word these days. Okay, and then there is, so how do we get to that point, to the end of that suffering? Okay, and that is the fourth method, or the fourth noble truth, we call it. Okay, the way out of suffering. Okay, so that's what the Buddha taught. The Buddha taught, okay, we have suffering in this world. Okay, there's so many things going on. First of all, you have to recognize and understand about suffering. Okay, there's so many kinds of suffering, and then the Buddha said there's a source of it, and here's the reason. So that's another part of teaching. And then he also said there's the end of it. There's a way out of it. Okay, and you can get away from all those suffering. And it's called the end. And how to get to that, and there's a way. So that is the teaching of the Buddha, which applies to every single one of us who is, as human being, living on this planet, having this mind right here, right? So that is the teaching of the Buddha. Okay, that is called Buddha's teaching. That is called Buddhism. So if you are interested in learning about what the teaching is all about, okay, what is this that the Buddha is talking about? The suffering that we have, the source, the ways out, and how to do it. This is what you may want to investigate. This is what you want to study. So that is the message. That is Buddhism. That is Buddha's teaching. Hopefully, I will see you in the next video. Until then, Namaste.